Welcome back to the Stumpf Moving and Storage YouTube channel. As always, I'm Sean, and today I'm out on a job site and we've just finished loading this tier and we don't have anything else to load. It's the end of the truck, but yet we have all this space here. And one of the things I get asked a lot, especially in our loading video, is how do you strap off a load if you don't have anything to assist, or say you have a load like this where we don't have any boxes and it's not the most perfect load in the world. Well, I'm going to dive into showing you how that's done in just a second, but if you learned something, if you get value out of this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more moving industry tips, tricks, and insights. Now let's get into it. So I have right here a crank strap. We're going to use a couple crank straps on this, and actually securing your load is regulated by the Department of Transportation, and in Pennsylvania there's actually laws surrounding how you do this. For all that information, we're going to link it down in the description below, and if you need any crank straps or any logistics material to help secure your load, go ahead and take a look in the description below. We have everything linked right there for you. So today we're going to be using crank straps to secure this load into the back of the truck. Now, oftentimes we are finding people in local moves who just want us to move the big stuff, so the tiers aren't as perfect as they would be if we were going out of state. Sometimes that happens. All we're going to do here is we're going to use our crank straps, and we're going to secure the load. You guys can see I'm pushing it back a little bit. I don't have anything to fill this space, so I'm able to go in a little bit further. And we're going to take this one across the top, kind of in the middle of that section of medium. And I'm pushing my hand back into the load to a safe spot where the buckle is not going to rub anything, And I'm just going to pull this tight here. Once it's tight, I'll crank it down. We don't want to over crank it, but cranking it just enough that it's tight enough to hold everything in place. Now we're not done there. There's actually a couple ways we could do this. We could do a crisscross pattern to help everything stay in there. We could do one here, and one here, which is kind of probably what I'm going to do, because as we get down here, it's going to be tougher for me to get my hands in. But for today's purposes, we're just going to put one in there and there. Okay. So for this one, we're going to come down here. Again, we're going to go towards like the middle of the medium stuff. And again, I'm going to push my hand all the way through. I know it's tough to see, guys, but basically I'm going in to where I can find a buckle. And then we're going to pull this tight again. And again, there's a million different ways you could do this, but make sure that it's secure, make sure that it's tight. And finally, we're going to put one more down here. Luckily for us, the last piece of base here sticks out a little bit more than this one. So I'm just going to click this in here, right about the middle point again. Come down here. And we're going to want to make sure that this is as flush as possible. All right. Pulling it tight. There we go. And there you have it, guys. This load is tied off and it's ready to roll. If you have to, make sure that everything up here is squared away so it doesn't fall off. But these are so long, they're actually sticking over top the other tier, so we're not worried about that. That's for anybody who has any questions later. You guys can, again, like I said, you could do a crisscross pattern. I don't want to do that for this one because that will leave some things exposed, possibly this piece here. So for how I have it now, this is exactly the way to do it. And guys, don't kid yourselves. Not every load is going to be perfect. Not every load is going across country. So sometimes you have to load like this because you don't have any boxes to square anything off. And that right there is how it's done. Now I just showed you guys how to strap off a tier that wasn't the best in the world. Now this is a tier that was able to be finished properly. I used mattresses and box springs to secure everything that was behind it. And we have a few objects here to fill in around. Now all I'm going to do is push the mattress up against it, and we're going to use a crank strap to hold it into place. And we're going to run it all the way across. Well, we use two straps here. Again, we're going to be in the middle of the middle. Again, the strap's kind of in the middle here. You guys could see. That's because we don't want anything here falling out of the load. So now that that's tight, we're going to go ahead and we're going to go to the bottom one. I always like to tie this, make it look nice and neat. And I'll get the last strap. Okay, this last one, again, we're going to go low here. Right in the middle again. So we're going to be coming right down here in the middle again. Pulling it nice and tight. Cranking it down. And again, I like to tie this, make it look nice and neat, because when the customer looks in the back of the truck, we want to make sure that they see a beautiful load. Then that takes their mind off of anything and worries they might have. And then they know they're in good hands because we're professional movers. And that's the name of the game. You have to look like it too. So everything is secured here. Again, guys, there are laws and regulations that determine how a shipment needs to be secured. You know, it even goes to how many straps per feet sometimes. I'm going to link all that information in the description below. I'm also going to link any of the tools that you might need to perform this job and anything to do with moving right down there in the description below. So if you need a crank strap, if you need logistic straps, if you need moving pads, go ahead and take a look in the description below. If you guys liked the video, if you learned something, please hit that like button for me. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more moving and storage industry tips, tricks, and insight. And I want to thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you learned something. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments below. I love getting back to you guys. I'll answer them all. And I'll catch you guys in the next video.